Hey guys, it's Tiffany here. I know I don't look presentable, but I'm going to talk about something that affects so many of you, and it'll help explain why I look like this. So, today's topic is mental health. Um, I am a mental health sufferer. I suffer from PTSD, depression, and anxiety. And if any of you are going through mental health, I'm hoping this video can kind of help support you and let you know that you're not alone. So, I look like this right now. No makeup, I need a shower, my hair is probably tangled in a dreadlock. I've been in bed and haven't gotten out. I haven't even eaten today yet. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I haven't cleaned my house. I don't feel like making dinner, and I was supposed to wash clothes because I work tomorrow, but I don't want to be around other people. Like, I just want to be alone today. And that is the depression part of it. First, what is mental health? Mental health is, of course, we have a brain, we have a mind, and sometimes there is a hormonal imbalance. Some mental health issues are genetic, some are something that's adapted over time, others are trauma related. It's just the mind is just a unique thing, and it's very hard to exactly understand what causes mental health. But those are some proven examples of what can cause mental health disorders. So, the top three that I really want to talk about today is anxiety, depression, and PTSD because that's what I suffer from, and also postpartum depression as well, and postpartum psychosis because I don't feel like it gets talked about enough and it's a real thing. So, anxiety. If you have anxiety, then you ultimately know the symptoms. If you think you have anxiety, some symptoms can be, pacing back and forth, picking your lips, which I'm guilty of, twiddling your toes. You can have panic attacks, racing heart, sweatiness. You can have different types of anxiety. Like some people have stage fright. Some people, shake when they're nervous. Other people vomit. Other people can't go out in public. Other people have anxiety where they can't even leave their house. They are terrified to leave their house. And then there's anxiety with fears like anoractophobia and heights and things like that, which all of us have a fear of, but some people it's really enhanced. So my anxiety disorder is generalized. I have anxiety where I would have panic attacks to the point that I would black out or have pseudo seizures. I would pace the floors. I would wake up, super scared to drive. Um, Twiddle my toes. I'd have to stop in public. I couldn't breathe. And sometimes I still have panic attacks, but I'm able to like mentally um, calm down myself because I realize and identify it's not real. It's just a panic attack. It's physically real, mentally real, but there comes a point where once you start getting anxiety under control, you start learning triggers and identifying what they are and start identifying, okay, this is just a panic attack. It's not real. It's going to pass. It doesn't make it any less severe, but it just kind of helps you calm yourself down. So you do what you have to do to calm down because that's what I use. And I take meds for them. I do. I take Paxil, I take Lamictal, and I take Atarax to help me sleep. But I'm super mellow all the time. I'm always, always, always tired. And I don't know if it's from the meds or just depression, but I'm just dead tired. But I rarely ever have anxiety. And when I am nervous, I'm able to calm myself down and really get it under control. Depression is something that I struggle with the most. There are days that I do excellent, like yesterday, and then there are days today where I'm like this. I don't want to do my makeup. I don't want to brush my teeth. I don't want to take a shower. I don't want to cook. I'm pregnant. I need to eat, but I don't even have the energy to cook. I was supposed to do laundry, go pick up a toddler bed, and I ended up doing nothing. Like I've sat in the dark. This is the first time I've turned on my light today, and it's like 6:30 in the afternoon. I just, it's one of those things that's really hard because it affects you physically. Like, it's not just crying, it's not just, feeling alone. Sometimes depression is just wanting to be alone. It's just sleeping all day, not want to eat or overeating. It's just It's just a horrible, horrible feeling. And postpartum depression is real as well. I have 3 kids, about to have my fourth one, and I've had postpartum with all of them, and it was the absolute worst. And I never knew I was going through postpartum depression until after I got through it, and then I realized how bad it was. So that checkup after you have a baby is so super important. And if you have a time in your life where you have a baby, you just had it and you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to go to your doctor's appointment, you don't want to clean, you don't want to take care of your child, you just cry, whatever, you are likely suffering from postpartum depression, and it is even more important for you to go to the doctor because it is manageable and it is very deadly, and it's unfortunately taken some lives from some mothers. And some mothers have even harmed their child, not intentionally, but just mentally. They just were having depression. Um, Postpartum psychosis is where mothers will hallucinate as well after they have a baby. And I actually experienced this with my last one, and it was very intense. I didn't know that I even had a kid. And I know that sounds really sad and very shameful as a mother, but unfortunately, that's what happened to me. And I did not go to my 6 week checkup because I thought that I was fine, but in all reality, I was far from fine. And PTSD is something that I have as well. And if you have PTSD, it can affect you in many ways. Some people get nightmares, some people get flashbacks, some people actually reenact as if they're still in the event. And in my case, I had postpartum amnesia. So I actually lost part of my memory related to trauma. And it's a struggle because, trying to tell people who you are and you don't remember is really, really, really a hard thing to do. And, sorry. I think that mental health is something that is super important. So I know I promised I wasn't going to get upset. But it's been a very hard battle. And having to learn how to get through one day to the next can be really, really hard for anybody. And I've known people who have taken their life because they were depressed. And so I made this video. I didn't make this video to cry. I made this video because if you're going through mental health, I want you to know that you can beat it. It's not something that defines you, and it's not something that you cure, but it's something that you manage and you overcome. And those small things that you did today, you got out of bed, you brushed your teeth, you cleaned your room, the small things you did your laundry. You might have not have folded them, but you did your laundry. Like, I'm so proud of you because you didn't feel like it. You wanted to be alone, and you still pushed yourself to keep going, and that's ultimately what you have to do. But if you're suicidal, please call the National Suicide Hotline. Please call a friend. Please call someone. But please, for the love of God, do not take your life. Because you are loved and you are appreciated. And I know that this battle is very hard and it's very tiring. And I want you to understand there are some days it's okay to stay in bed sometimes. Like, if it's a Saturday and you're off and you just don't feel like getting out of bed, take the time to sleep and rest. If you don't feel like cooking, order takeout and have it delivered to your door as long as you eat. It's just sometimes it's like those small victories that truly matter because at least you didn't give up, and sometimes it's okay to be tired and to take time. But ultimately, giving up is not an option and you will get through it. You're not alone. I mean, I'm fighting this battle with you. And your trauma does not have to stop you and it doesn't have to define you. It just made you stronger and it shows strength in your true character and it shows that you really are loved within yourself because you loved yourself so much that you overcame that situation. Like, you got through it. You didn't give up. You didn't stop. You got through it, and that matters. Like, that counts. So there are medications out here. There's also some non-medicated techniques you can do to help alleviate some of those symptoms, like mindfulness breathing, yoga, exercise, healthy dieting. Therapy is so very, very important. I know that talking to somebody about what you've been through is hard because you don't want to relive it, but also they didn't go through it with you, so they really don't understand. But these are trained therapists who have seen people that are in your situation. They've seen people in less severe situations, and they've seen people that are in more severe situations. And regardless of what, their job and their goal is to listen to you, how you feel, and help you address those things. Instead of suppressing them, they're there to help you use them in a healthy manner to be able to get through it and to have a positive outlook on things. There are mental health facilities. Like, if you feel like you're in a crisis, you can voluntarily go to a mental health facility for treatment. It's not as crazy as you see on TV. I've been to three, and they all have pros and cons. But at the end of the day, you and everybody in there all are suffering with mental illness, and you all are trying to get yourself better to be able to do better out here. So, like, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's those nurses and doctors' jobs to help you get through it. So, there is options out here for you. And it's really good to address mental health instead of ignoring it, because mental health is one of those things where you might think that you're okay, and then later on down the road you have something major happen and you look back and you're like, oh my god, like, I was not okay, like, why didn't I notice this, type of thing. So by all means, you do what you have to do to get through and to persevere, but please do not give up. Please call the National Suicide Hotline, or call a friend, or call 911, or whatever the emergency number is in your area. I know it's different for like other countries, but please don't take your life. Like, you are worthy. You are a purpose. You have a purpose. And even though bad things happen to good people, good things still come out of it in the end. Okay? So that is all I have today. I'm sorry to keep it short. I really don't feel good today. Depression sucks. Um, but I just wanted to let you guys know that you're not alone. Plenty of people are going through it, and and that you're not broken. You're just a work in progress, and that's okay. I mean, we all are. But you still have a purpose, and God still loves you. You are loved, and you need to know that. And you need to know that even those small things that don't seem major, they count. Because step by step, you are still doing better than you did before. So, take care of your mental health. Look at mental health options that you think are suitable for you. I'm not a doctor, so I cannot diagnose you. That is a disclaimer that these are just symptoms that I have been through myself. But you ultimately need to talk to your doctor or your psychiatrist about what treatments are best for you. Please do not start or stop taking medications without talking to your doctor, and understand that while one meds might work for me, it might not work for you. So please talk to your doctor about mental health if you have any questions or concerns. But understand ultimately, if you have a diagnosis, that you are not broken and that there's nothing wrong with you. You are a warrior who has battle scars, and that's completely okay. Have a good night, you guys.